Hey folks, welcome back to the Cotswold Collectibles YouTube channel. I'm Greg Brown, president and owner of Cotswold Collectibles. Wanted this week to talk to you about product development here at Cotswold Collectibles. As many of you know, our brand Elite Brigade has been around for many years. We started doing strictly reproductions of vintage pieces and such like that, and then we evolved into doing our own creations. When I came on board, I wanted to make sure that we got full representation of the adventure team and the adventures of, as well as paying visits to the 1960s era of G.I. Joe. Before you hear is a small sampling of some of the projects that we're currently working on. We don't have specific dates or anything as to when these are going to be coming out. It's just basically when they're done, and we put them out there. The most recent project that we did have involved this item right here. Just to kind of a recap of what it was, and we still have a few of these sets left. When Hasbro released teaser images of their rocket pack, the set was actually more detailed than what the final product ended up being. And so I found still images of what the original looked like. It actually had, moving handles, hoses, more detail to the actual rocket packs and such like that. I'm sure you've seen the one that actually made it to market. Very basic, not a whole lot of bells and whistles to it. That's why I wanted to create this one and pay homage to that one, because I thought it was a very underappreciated set. But this follows the theme that we've been doing here at Cotswold, is creating items that were either didn't make it to market the way that they should have been originally designed, and or what if concepts. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about some items that are coming out for 2022. As some of you know, we have a fine appreciation for Super Joe. We've been releasing a lot of items from Grunga Toys and from previously by Luco Proponokos. So what we've decided to do is we're going to continue that trend with more 1/6 scale items for 2022. One of the first items we're going to be releasing is actually kind of a rehash of an older item. You may have recognized this one from a few years ago. But what we did is, as opposed to the before, when this was a communications pack, we've actually expanded it to where it has the antennas that are in here, but it also comes with the futuristic drone. So this set will be coming out with a figure set, most likely like a Super Joe or a Super Joe Commander, and it will be a limited set. But really happy with how these turned out. The next Super Joe item that we're going to talk about is one that you will instantly recognize, and it is Darkon. Now, this is a project we've been working on for quite some time. We're working with Grunga Toys, we're working with Lucky Shot Leather, we're working with Matt Squatch Customs, and we're also working with Ray Cairo with Flock Concepts, who've done the flocking. What's really great about this one is this is our interpretation of what we think Darkon would look like in today. And what's really cool is we even have the really working feature of the lights that actually work on the chest piece. This was made by Lucky Shot Leather. The sword was made by Matt Squatch Customs. The boots, the bodysuit, and the mask were made by Grunga Toys. The body is obviously ours, the head is ours, but it's been reflocked by Flock Concepts. The next figure set is an homage to a movie that many of you might have seen called The Big Lebowski. This is our rendition of the main character, the dude. We were a big fan of that movie, and so we wanted to kind of recreate that in 1/6 scale and under our Elite Brigade name. The two standout pieces of the set, in my opinion, are actually made by Sean Huckster. They're 3D printed. One is a half and half creamer, and it's fantastically detailed, and it's actually made to the exact specs of the original from the movie, as well as his famous White Russians. Sean actually 3D printed it and put in a resin White Russian liquid into it that does not come out. But we're expecting these to come out in 2022 as well. I'm sure most of you quickly noticed this white little guy right here. This has been a project that we've been working on for months and months and months, and it's almost ready. This one is going to be released as kind of like a 1969 Adventures of. As you can tell, he is a Yeti. We've been working with Wes McHugh of Classic Plastic to do this one. This is actually a fully functioning Elite Brigade body. But what Wes has done is he has created the head and the feet and the claws that we attach to an Elite Brigade body. And when we were toying around, actually when Wes was toying around with it, he originally came with eyes, but we decided to opt away from doing the eyes because the Yeti's way up in the Himalayas, the wind and the ice and everything. probably obscure his vision. So he basically, we went with the idea of what if he lost his eyes through evolution, and this is what he evolved into. This will be a deluxe set. It will be a super limited edition for 2022. It will also include an Explorer that will have climbing gear and such like that. But there will only be 20 of these made, and each one will be unique. Wes will be doing these in unique paint scheme for every one of them, so no one set will be the same. So expect these in 2022 as well. Another project that we've been working on for quite some time, this one's actually been going on for over a year, is this Lunar Hopper, compliments of Sean Huckster. Fully 3D printed with the exception of the crate that goes right here. This is based on a concept by NASA back in the 60s for when they were going to land on the moon. They eventually went up with the LEM, I think it's the LEM, the dune buggy as I call it. But they actually had a concept, they did have a concept for a lunar hopper. And so Sean came up with this concept right here, which was the first evolution of this item. And it had, you know, functioning controls and stuff like that, and, you know, removable crate, and then you could move the seat around and such like that. Sean wasn't happy with it. He kept tinkering with it. And then what ended up happening is we got the version 2, which you see right here. A little bit more color, more addition of red, which kind of a little is an homage to the adventure team. But what he also added to it are a little more features in the fact that it will come with this tray that you see in the earlier rendition, and you just put it there. You gotta take that, push it up a little bit, lock it in, and then that tray will hold any cargo you need, or it'll hold this. Little fine details like the gold, like you would see on the lunar landers. The controllers are still there. We put a little red striping here to throw a little detail in there. But what we're gonna have as an added bonus, it's not gonna come with the set, but it's gonna be sold separately from the set, is this modular setup of it's kind of like a solar analyzer set that'll fit onto the back of this. So basically, you can buy this, or you'll be able to buy this, and then what you can do is you remove this, move it back, pop that off, and then if they need to go on a mission, they can take this with them and then just lock it in, and it carries that. These are going to be like kits. Everything comes apart here like that, so the chance of these being broken during shipping is greatly reduced. But what's also going to be nice with the set is we are all going to be offering it with an astronaut suit. This is the first generation of the one that we did. It has that foil look to the originals from the 60s. We actually have gone through 2 more iterations of this one. I don't have this sample here with me because I already sent it to Sean. But what it's going to be, it's going to have red detailing, red helmet, and a red oxygen set, as well as boots and gloves. So this one we've been tinkering with it, but we want to make sure that it comes out really nice and that everybody's happy with it. These are but a sampling of the projects that we're working on for 2021 and 2022 and onward. These are the ones that are actually almost ready for release. We have a bunch of other ones going on. We also have a lot of Elite Brigade restocks that we're working on. Older items that you used to see in the catalogs that we haven't had in years, we're working on those. But we have to be very careful that we don't overproduce, and then it's just sitting there. So we've been very particular on the stuff that we bring in. But anyway, that's our presentation for today. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next week.